Hola, bienvenidos al Truck Boss Show. Let's get down to business. This is what we have for you today. The FMCSA Carrier Safety Administration, Buttigieg hearing, Virginia's cell phone law, slow roll, our guy Matt on the streets, and part one of the Slusher family. Let's get the show started. Last year, we had mentioned that the FMCSA was looking for possible panel members for the Insight Committee. The purpose of the panel is to provide direct feedback to the FMCSA on important issues that the driving community face, such as safety, hours of service regulations, training, and driver experience. The FMCSA has announced its 25 professional drivers to serve as the new panel to the agency's Motor Carrier Safety Advisory Committee. The panel consists of 25 experts from the motor carrier safety advocacy, safety enforcement, industry, and labor sectors. Members were chosen from a field of many qualified candidates who poses a wide range of motor carrier experience and expertise. A common complaint about the FMCSA is they had people setting policies that have never even driven a truck. This Insight Committee is a great first step in the right direction. To check out the panelists and for more details, make sure to visit the FMCSA website. Carlin?
Speaking of government administrations, U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary nominee Pete Buttigieg had his confirmation hearing before the U.S. Senate's Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee last week. And yes, that is a mouthful. He was asked about several things in the 3-hour-long hearing, including the Highway Trust Fund and an increased fuel tax to help fund highway infrastructure. He said all options are on the table, but also mentioned that the Biden administration's infrastructure goals will be linked to the economy and climate change, meaning all decisions will be made with those two things in mind. Now let's head back over to Isela with some info on a new law in Virginia.
Carlin, the state of Virginia is getting serious and is making sure they let their residents know they are not playing about their new cell phone law. According to the law, anyone pulled over for cell phone use while driving will receive a $150 fine for their first offense, with fines increasing for any repeated offenses. The state's bottom line is safety, making sure pedestrians are not getting hit or crossing center lines and hitting a tractor trailer or rear-ending someone. Cell phones are a big distraction, and the state of Virginia, along with many other states, are making sure their safety is number one. Now to Carlin on the slow roll.
If you drove through Joplin, Missouri on I-44 last week, odds are you saw several trucks driving below the speed limit. It was a group of owner-ops, including our good friend Trucker G, raising awareness for some regulations they oppose, some already in place and others that are still being considered. Some of those they specifically mentioned were suggested speed limiters, which they say will cause even more congestion, a suggested higher liability insurance that they say will cause many owner-ops to go out of business, and finally, the fear of autonomous trucks. Now, the slow roll drew attention from several local news stations, but the group says they look to plan some more in the future. Now, Isela, what else do we have for them?
And now it's time to introduce our newest segment, Matt on the Streets. He's getting down to some serious business on the road and going to mix it up as he gives us the 411 on this crazy industry we call trucking. Take it away, Matt.
We're live. Hey, we're live.
Oh,
right now.
hey everybody, Little Guy here at the Truck Boss Show, coming at you with the Man on the Street reviews. We're live on location right now. The weather's starting to pick up. It's getting crazy out there. The winds are starting to get out of control. It's really, really windy out, and it's unbearable. Oh my God! Not seriously, Little Guy here coming at you. We have some really cool stuff coming up here on the Truck Boss Show with myself, okay? We're going to be doing some Man on the Street style reviews, interviews, and back to basic how-to style snippets, okay? So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below, and just get ready, because it's about to get interesting over here.
That was pretty awesome. We're definitely looking forward to more of those, Matt. Now we go to Carlin.
Well, Isela, I had a chance to sit down with the Slusher family, and they truly embody hard work. The father is a driver, and while his son didn't follow exactly in his footsteps, he still has a love of big rigs and is funding and building his own show truck. It just goes to show that it doesn't matter what generation you're from, it's all about work ethic.
You, from what your dad told me, you are the person who has this truck and then built it, has basically worked on it, got it up and running again. So tell us who you are and why you wanted to do this.
I raced go-karts for 10 years, and that's where the mechanical aspect came from. And then I started working on cars with him in our shop, and I was like, well, this is kind of cool. I'd like to do this. And then we ended up doing brakes on his Lone Star in 2010. Got rid of it, and now I kind of want to do this, you know.
You're the one who's maintaining these trucks, who are trying to restore them to their former glory. So tell us a little bit about that process. How does that work?
I can't tell you that I do everything going into it, knowing everything that I'm doing, exactly what I'm doing. It's more or less, I'll go to Troy's, I'll work with him, we'll do something, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go home and apply that to my truck.
Mike, he's really into this stuff. He works on my newer stuff with me too. And like I said, I'm trying to teach him everything I can, because these old trucks are just fading away. And around here, we like old trucks, and we still drive old trucks around here.
So I could go up there and, you know, I learned brakes and wheel seals and wheel bearings up there. I'll come home and do it to my truck. And next biggest project in this truck is going to be a set of injectors. So we're going to do a set of injectors on it, and hopefully Troy will be here to help me with that. Troy's a big part of it, learning. My dad and my mom have been very supportive of it.
What is kind of your favorite thing about trucks? What was it that really caught your attention?
Just the presence, the light, the atmosphere being around them. You know, you go to a truck show, you're surrounded by lights, nice trucks, old trucks, whatever kind of show you're at, and just being there in that atmosphere, in that environment, it's really fun, good time. Especially the truck show people. The people are the best people you ever be around in the trucking industry, you know.
Now tell us about your truck.
So my truck's a 1973 International 4070A with a 318, it's an 8V71 Detroit, 13 speed. So far I pulled it out of the weeds. It sat for 10 years. I changed all the fluids in it, changed the oil, put new fuel filters on it, oil filters, drained the fuel, steam cleaned the tanks, got, you know, fresh fluids in it. I hooked up the batteries, and it fired up like it started yesterday, you know. Pretty much from there, we had to get the brakes working, cleaned out the interior. A lot of things were seized up, all the pedals and linkages and everything. Got all that cleaned up, got it moving under its own power, and just kind of been working it in, getting it used to moving, you know, on a daily basis. I go out and drive it up and down the road, dirt road, back roads.
Now where do you want it to go?
I got a stainless steel dry van that I'm going to paint to match it most likely, and that'll be my show trailer. With this truck will be the show truck. Parade of lights, that's my favorite thing, is the parades for the kids and the horns, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Well, it's really great to sit down with the Slusher family, and as Estella said earlier, that is only part one of our two-part series with them, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the second part.
And for next week, we have the Maintenance Minute, Shane Durkin Boat Truck, and Broker Transparency Part 3.
That's right, we got a lot of great stuff coming your way, and don't forget, you guys only have a few days until we announce the winner of our giveaway for the Boss Box in January, and then of course we're going to announce our Boss Box for February, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those notifications. That's right, pinned right there to the top of our Facebook page so you can see how you can enter to win these last few days. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let all your friends know about the Truck Boss Show, because we can't keep doing this without your guys' support.
That's right. And why do we do this, Carlin?
Because you're the boss.